Hello and welcome to another weekly episode of the Be Your Fridge podcast. On this week's episode, it's time for the Olympics.
Real beer, real breweries, real opinions. The Beer Fridge podcast.
It's your whole real beer, real breweries, real opinions. As always, if you watch and listen, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. You can show your official support by going to patreon.com/Be Your Fridge podcast. The link will be below, and you can also give us a wee 5-star rating as well. It helps the algorithm. My name's Gavin. I've got my usual drinking friends. I've got Carl, I've got MD, and I've got Scott. Good evening.
Evening, fuckers.
Good eve.
Evening.
Cheers,
indeed. Cheers,
Good
cheers,
eve, good
cheers,
eve.
cheers. Let's go around the virtual table and see what we're drinking to kick things off.
Let's go around the table.
Cow. Are
well-
we saying the unofficial sponsor?
Well, yeah, so this mini segment is unofficially sponsored by our good friends at Stewart Brewing, who were very kind enough to send us some boxes of beer, some of their new Project 7 stuff. The one that I am drinking at the moment is Stratosphere,
Nice.
New England IPA. So 6% or 6.1% rather. And it's actually quite nice. It's nice and sessionable, even for a 6%er. Lovely citrus flavours. There's a wee bit of sweetness there, like kind of strawberry vibe. A little bit of sort of weedy dankness. So yeah, it's got all the sort of buzzwords that you're after for a New England, and it's definitely crushable at 6%.
Like I'm on the same. Strata, Superdelic, Galaxy, and Crush hops are being used here. It's also a collab with Three Legs Brewing as well.
3 legs.
Wonder where the third leg is.
We've all got that problem, eh? Hey boys, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know you had a tail as well, mate. Sorry.
But no, I agree, mate. It hits all the marks that you want from a New England style beer. Proper, especially with 6.1%, which I think is a ballpark figure of ABV that we're probably going to keep seeing, if not less. And the breweries that do well to keep a good beer at that percentage and taste this good and crushable, as you mentioned, and drinkable will do very, very well. Artwork, as always, is lovely. Is this the Penfold artwork? Or have I just made it up?
Yeah, so I suspect this beer might have been canned late 2025. But yeah, the Penfold's been billed as the artist of choice for the 2025 Project 7 artwork. So we might see a new artist at the next release. I don't know when that is. I don't know what their calendar's like for this year for releases. But yeah, the can's wicked and stands it. It's something they've done well, that you know with the font and everything else that it's a Stewart beer. You know, if you were to cover up the Stewart logo on the can, you could tell it was a Stewart beer by looking at it. But it's also different enough from their core that you know that it's kind of your run-of-the-mill stuff. So
Don't know about you, Cal. I'm getting a wee bit of bitterness on the back of it, which is lovely.
yeah, that kind of danky, piney, which I suppose isn't super typical for a New England. I would maybe have expected a bit less bitterness at the end, but for me it's good because it cuts a bit of the sweetness away.
It's one of those things in it that we keep talking about with these beers, like that they say New England or West Coast or Mountain and all that nonsense. Sometimes just saying IPA is sufficient enough. But
I think the originals do have that bit of bitterness at the back of them. Your fucking Tradish Vermont numbers have a bit of backbone to them. I think the dilution in palate between what's meant to be and what is called
Aye.
slants ever so slightly to say it should just be sweet, 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 sickliness, 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 and then that ever so slight tinge on the end. There's something with a bit of a backbone to it. Is probably closer to the original Vermonster style, if you like.
Well, it's no lasting particularly long in my glass, so that tells you.
I know my one beer per podcast pledge is going to be
Ruined
tonight. I think.
Ruined.
Short-lived.
MD, I know. I think you and Gilroy are on the same.
I'm on.
No, I went for the other one.
I did
Get
get
us
on
all
it.
in. 3 beers.
I've opened the Pil Sidner, the New England Pilsner, New Zealand Pilsner for me. 5.7%. Now, the first mouthful I had of this, I was like guns ready to start slinging shit at our good friends at Stewart. This is the beer, Gil, you and I had on New Year's Eve, and from the, if you can remember, the first beers that we had that night out the grill. And I've got to admit, it's kind of died a little bit in the glass.
I remember it like it was last year.
Yay.
But January has felt like 6 months, so let's be honest.
Fucking hell, unbelievable, man.
Tell me about it.
Well,
mate.
Anyway,
this is it's calmed down now, in the glass, and it's kind of died a little bit. So my first and really only complaint on it is that it looks like a shit beer.
Aye,
It's
it looks lifeless.
I have the glass is probably not right for a Pilsner, firstly. So if people are watching and you can make your complaints to our email, I'm happy to listen to anybody if you so choose to complain about my glassware. But everything else to this is actually really tasty. It's all come through on second mouth feel and taste. The bitterness is on point. It has a real lingering bitterness to it. At the same time, it's kind of like soft bubbles, like a proper Pilsner should have. It is crushable. It's easy drinking.
What hops in it, Mark?
New Zealand ones.
No, that'll do, mate. That'll do.
excellent.
Then hurt yourself.
Raku hops.
Rakau.
Racal.
Nah,
Rakau.
that's an oo.
And that was in your wedding beer. Rakau.
That's Raku, mate.
Raquel.
100%. I'm not touching
Raku.
that.
Is that beef hops? Is it?
Mm.
It is the plural of the coup.
What's the other one? You skipped the first one, didn't you? Went straight to the crowd.
Oh, to be fair,
what was the
like
first one?
my old eyes are not picking this one up.
No.
Tahiki.
There you go.
Tahiki.
Aye. That's an ointment that you rub on yourself after the Raku comes. Get what I mean? So it's
After the Dakurashi.
exactly.
Yeah, that was some Raku. You got any Tahiki there? my ass is killing me.
You said it to me, mate. So I'll jump on the butt. No. This is you'll enjoy it. It's really tasty. So much liking.
The hops were hand-picked by the brewer Sid, who did a little trip over to New Zealand and hand-picked the hops, which is nice.
Good
stuff.
way to get the wee business expense in.
Right, indeed.
Imagine
Lovely
that,
stuff. Go on then, Gil, what you got?
So we got very kindly gifted 3 beers, 2 of each, in case we made an arsey taste in the first one.
Right.
I'm happy to try again. So I went for the third in the series, which is the biggest double take was this beer was originally brewed as unless you've done your homework, which I know, Gav, you might have. Mark's obviously in the same boat as me and done fuck all. So, who was the collaboration I'm drinking Not Your Guy, Buddy by Stewart, obviously Project 7 by Stewart Brewing. Who was the original collaboration with?
No idea.
The original was Not Your Body Guy.
It was Not Your Buddy Guy.
I can't think, to be fair.
Matt Stone, Trey Parker.
It was the original collaboration was with Electric Bear. Electric Bear. And this is the bit that had me double taken. It was in 2018.
No, it was
That's
not.
how long that beer. That's how long that beer's existed. The original cans. I was looking it up on the.
There you go.
Yeah,
The
where the
original
moose
artwork.
fighting the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I remember
so those.
we picked up the first one up in Aldi or whatever it was like I want to say a throwaway. Anyway,
Aye, it was in the special section right after the milk when you start to get fed up having come to the shops. It's the perfect section just before you turn around the next wave of doldrum to go back down to the tins. You get a wee beer reprieve. You check
One for
the
the road.
aisles.
What horsepower are we dealing with now on the?
So the original was 6.8. This is 6.7.
I mean,
So within margins.
7.
It's a
Nope.
Canadian breakfast
No.
stout for those that don't know it. Wackaging is a smooth and indulgent breakfast stout layered with notes of sweet coffee, maple, and toasted pecan. A revival of the 2018 award-winning classic. Delivers rich morning decadence. No lactose required. Brewed in collaboration with Electric Bear. Again, it's got the Penfold kind of car on it, which is awesome.
Is this a rebrew then? What, have you got a cans on date on that one?
Yeah, well, I've got a best before, which is 7/11/26, which I imagine is a year. So
Yeah.
7/11/25.
Because this is they've obviously rebrewed that then, because when we did the hop run, that was on draft because I've got that. I got a 2-litre growler full of that to bring in with me.
It's obviously been set and ready to go. What I would give it major props on is one kind of getting on the mark with regards to style and everything that it says on the tin. So you get the maple, you get the coffee. The one I would give them kind of A star. It's got the kind of roasty notes on it enough to balance it. It's kind of perfectly balanced. It's no over sweet. It's no sickly. The one I would give them kind of A, like 5 stars on his body. It's unbelievable. It reminds me why stouts, like I enjoy that style. There's so many of them that I've tried in can recently that have been so thin that it's put me off a bit. And it's perfect. And for it to have no lactose in it either is incredible. It's really, really good. You'll get it when you try it. It's all there. Everything's there in spades. Gav, you would enjoy it. It's no overly roasty. It's got enough sweetness and that kind of maple character to it. Kind of makes it moreish. It's no.
Right.
It looks great in the glass. Holds a little bit of head. It's starting to lace in the glass as well, which is pretty good for non-nitro stout. It's great. It's excellent. It's a throwback to a time when a lot of beers were like this, and sadly there's not that many like it anymore. But this is a classic. That wee bit extra something for a stout, and I'm really enjoying it. So it's excellent. Well done, Stuart. An Electric Bear.
Nice, good stuff. Also, props to the team at Stuart, Nathan, and Lewis, and everyone else there. I know the guys listen to the podcast and the brewery, and they know. So you said, Scott, there was 3 different beers. So one of mine was replaced. So you've got that Not My Buddy Guy, but in fairness, it was replaced by a beer that I can't get down here. And I've mentioned it a few times in the podcast, and hats off to the guys for putting it in instead of Not My Buddy Guy, because they know I'm traditionally not a stout drinker, and they put some Radical Road in there. So fucking yes. Thank you, please. Bingo banjo.
Excellent. Although I think you've missed it.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound good. However,
It's good. We'll maybe keep you on, send you on.
I'll
No chance.
get on the
Nah.
road of radicalness
No chance.
Excellent.
shortly. So
Nah,
I
that's
know.
the radical road for somebody that doesn't get it is a treat. Let's be honest, because that's got proper Westy traditional IP vibes all about it. So you'll enjoy it.
The only thing you'll be after that is sad that you only got 2.
Well, last night after a long day, I had one of them, and I was like, I was sad that I was going to hold back the second one for this evening. So that kind of upset me a wee bit. Anyway, but I appreciate the team at Stewart for sending us those. We'll get some videos and socials and stuff, etc. But I appreciate those guys. Make sure you go over to the website. Just search Stewart Brewing, hit up the social media pages as well. Grab those beers. We're not saying it because they send us free stuff. We're saying it because they are actually good beers, and we'll tell you the truth. Right then, let's get some news from the craft beer world and keep you updated.
News update.
Still sound louder. Anyway, we mentioned it last week. I think it was the week before about Oregon Trail, Elusive, and the Oregon Trilogy that's coming out on the 30th. So that's the 30th of January. All things kick off. They have released the venues that will be supplying the Oregon Trilogy on can and cask or keg, whatever format. So if you want to get it on keg, you want to get it on a tap, if you're north of the border, the places you need to go and sample it are Against the Grain in Edinburgh, the Beer Cave in Edinburgh, and then Grunt and Growler as well are the 3 places if you're north of the border. If you're in England, go to the social media page, search it because there's loads, obviously. And people north of the border need to go and venture a little bit further afield to go and get that. So that all kicks off on the 30th. If you listen to this podcast and you're on Patreon, you'll hear it before it comes out. And if you listen to it and you're not a Patreon member, then it's already happened. So go and check it out. I've got one more, which is slightly depressing. Has anyone got anything cheery before I depress everybody?
Well, there was
the one I've got is rather depressing too, to be fair. So.
You're depressing one, might be the same depressing one as mine then.
No.
Oh, I don't know if it's a similar thing to me, but there was a notice came on BBC News today that that the government have given not a reprieve, but they've said that they're going to give a 15% cut on business rates. So we can probably discuss it a bit further now. But I thought, not brilliant, but still better than nothing.
So fun enough, that was my one. So pubs and live music venues, as Callum said, 15% business rate relief is coming this April. So majority of pubs and stuff will see the rates either frozen or might see a slight reduction. The only issue is venues with a rateable value of over 100,000 won't this won't really touch the sides for them. It just won't. They're still going to get a big, massive increase. So more things need to be done. At least they did something.
It's like saying I'm still going to pump you up the arse, but I'll only go 75% of the way in.
Aye,
or 85% of the way in. I'll give you a 15% reprieve.
I'll use lube.
Basically. Aye, but it'll no matter if fucking your business is over 100 grand. I mean, like, who's no got what businesses haven't got that any valuation that are doing live music and stuff? I mean,
exactly.
The one thing
you might see though is like breweries who maybe don't do live music. You'll probably see people starting to do live music just so they can get this relief. I
know, and we'll come on to it in a minute. And see, to be honest, I would rather contribute through beer price to the extra 15% as have they fucking bellends that can play 3 tunes in the pub alongside. Get your live music to fuck.
I can get a accordion.
Like 10 and a pint, absolutely fine by me. I do not need fucking Wally Wallachie in with Ed Sheeran covers.
Willie Wallachie's new album is available on Spotify and all good music platforms.
It's called Zip.
It's called Deedly 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 D.
Nicky Nacky New Volume 2.
Title track when I was roaming in the gloaming.
100%. Fucking available at all wool shops near you, and brought by executive produced by Scott Disc, the same folk that used to do fucking Stuart Anderson back in the day. You could buy the CDs at the wool shop. Remember them? It was like the knitwear places and that. You got fucking Klondike garden centres nationwide. You can pick up Stuart Anderson and and his handler that goes about with the same kilt on. That's a fucking unreal, man.
Mark, did we know with business management and doing that fucking thing we were meant to be doing? We never did it. Did we not set up a stupid record label thing for that? I can't remember what it was called though.
It was that, and then we were tasked on trying to sell the Scottish Orchestra's like greatest hits or shit like that.
We did fuck all.
Oh.
Anyway, good days. Good days.
What was your tagline there? Music to twang your strings to.
Wang this. Oh, good days. Good days. Any other news to add?
Oh my!
Got some new beers, but you can think me. But I carry on, Mark.
My news was that there has been quite a dramatic increase, shock horror, in the closure rate of breweries last year.
Yes.
The number jumped quite dramatically up to about 37% over like the last couple of years, from the whole UK. I kind of read the tagline, seen the stat 37% higher than most any other year, and thought, I'm not really reading any more of that. I'm not surprised, but
no.
I suppose my point of mentioning it is that I think it's even more important that if there is a brewery nearby you that you like and enjoy the beer, or the team there that you know are good working folk, because just support and buy local, basically.
Aye, we are currently on a run rate of 3. We're losing 3 breweries a week. Is what I read earlier on this afternoon. So. Right, good. Right then.
Beer Radar.
Terrible.
No.
Okay, so we spoke about them a few weeks back. Hyde's and their seasonal beers that are all related to hairstyles. I know you'll appreciate this one, Mark. The release for February is a 4.2% dark brown ale, and it's called Mullet Over. So
That's
yeah,
Party in the back.
Party at the back, indeed. So as you would expect, all about the malt, many malts, and a complex flavour. But look out for it. If not for the pump clap, then for nothing else. The other ones that I've not had that many this week, to be fair, that I've picked out. Along the same vein, but north of the border, 71 Brewing have introduced Winsome Wee Thing, 3.8% Scottish heavy, just in time for Burns Night. So as you listen to this, it was Burns Night 2 days ago.
Yep.
And yes, I did place my order with New Barns, so the beers are en route. This is just your typical heavy, dark, sweet, malty, toffee, caramel kind of vibes. It's definitely my wheelhouse, so I'll be looking out for that one. The guys at Attic have released a cherry chocolate porter. Wondered your thoughts on that. 5.2%. Smooth dark beer is layered with rich chocolate and notes. Rich chocolate notes and a gentle hit of ripe cherry. Soft roast malt sweetness meets subtle fruit for a brew that's indulgent without being heavy.
Love Black Forest-ish flavour.
Yeah,
That kind of
yeah. I mean,
cherry.
I like a cherry beer, so I'm open to it.
aye. The thing that made me take a picture of this and read it out was I was in Edinburgh about a week, 10 days ago, and had a pint of Titanic plum porter on cask, and just I'd forgotten just how good that beer is. It's just lovely. You know, that combination of chocolate roasted flavors and the sort of dark fruit. It's definitely a win. So I'll be looking out for that one also.
Nice.
What else? Friend of pod. We had them on a couple of weeks back talking about all things positive in the brewing industry. Indie Rabble have released. Yes, it's all going down the shitter. He mentioned on the podcast their 100th brew, Can of Worms, it's called, Indie Rabble, and it's an 8% double, triple dry hopped with Nelson, Amarillo, Brew One, and Tango for big hits of tropical stone fruit, pineapple, and citrus. So if it's your 100th brew, let's do it fucking properly. Well done.
Cannot looks good in that.
Aye.
Very good.
Yeah, it's like a big sort of oriental dragon
Aye.
all over the can. It's lovely.
Oh.
And this is an interesting, not particularly for the style, although the hop bill is exciting for me. But that you can see the can there. It's kind of a black can with a coffin on it. And it's Pomona Island, and it's called Press F to Pay Respects. Don't get that, but hey ho. It's a 6.5% IPA, but it's got Simcoe, Mosaic, Idaho 7, and Mosaic Cryo and Simcoe Cryo. So that's got all my favourite hops right there. Perhaps missing Eldorado for proper like Callum.
I've got a question in the room.
Yep.
No question. It's a reference to. It's a meme that came from the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare game, which was in the. It's a scene with obviously no the good guys at the moment, but looks like American soldiers' funeral, as you can imagine, 21 gun salute, the whole works. American flag folded on the thing, and it's a obviously your character being a first person shooter can undertake certain things, so it's a kind of cut scene, but to let you do something during the cut scene, it pops up with a message saying press F to pay respects when you're standing in front of the coffin. Press F to pay respects. So that's where the name of the beer comes from.
Nice, thanks much. If I'd had more foresight, I could have probably googled that myself, but thank you. And that beer radar.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Get them on your radar and beer radar with Callum. Sponsored by no one.
Yeah.
If you would like to sponsor that segment,
if you'd
please
like to sponsor it, send beer. We'll give you the address.
Drop us an email, and we'll get to it eventually.
Right.
Send us an email that gets turned into a voicemail, and we'll absolutely listen to it.
Oh, mate.
Funnily enough, there's an email from Pintner. I need to respond to that. Funnily enough.
Oh, right.
Indeed. Go on then, Mark. You're in charge of topics this evening. What are we talking about?
Well, I was trying to come up with a bit of a cheery topic and a bit more. So I wanted to
decide to let us moan about what we fucking hate about pubs.
Oh no! Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, basically, this segment was my thought was going to be sponsored by Stewart Brewing, but we've obviously done that already, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's basically us just sitting in the pub, and so we can go get ourselves another drink, and we're going to start. And I've got a couple of questions that we can debate. Two of them there's 4 questions in total. 2 are beer related, 2 are not beer related. One's music, one's sport, 2 beer. And I just want to talk about shit, in all honesty with you. And just, we'll see where the conversation goes and where agreements are or disagreements are. I tried to create questions that I thought would at least have the more we drank, the funnier they might be as well. So we'll see how it ends up that way. and hopefully it doesn't get too rude that Gav's going to have to edit this tomorrow at some point.
You know how much editing I do.
Exactly. What was that? 1, 2, 3, submit or upload. Simple as that.
Yep.
Do we need to get any more beer? Is everybody sorted?
Sorted.
I'm going to grab a beer, but it's only just behind me. I don't know. I'm not.
Well, you know what?
No,
You
it's
make that. You move, and we'll put a sound effect. We go. You spin. Oh, he's away. He's actually he's just completely away. Handy.
That's him.
Go
Cool. I'm just opening this.
I'm radical roading it.
Well, that's a good beer to have. Well, we can mention what beers we're on as we kind of go. Because at the end of the day,
How much is Radical Road, incidentally, in the supermarkets? Up there.
It's not £2 a can.
I was going to say it must be a 195 number or something.
What, for 6.4% of actual Westie? What did you do? What button did you press?
Pressed F to pay respect.
Pressed F for fuck off.
Like that's like 190 or whatever it is for a proper Westie.
It's a really good beer.
Insane.
There's that Pilsner and a proper Pilsner.
That's at least holding.
Ooh.
It does like
you can even see the bubbles.
It does look a wee bit more
I
lively.
can taste the bubbles.
I was waiting on that.
The bubbles. Well, right. Well, cheers to us sitting in the bar. Come on, Gil. Holy fuck.
I'm going to split the difference. Sorry. I was deciding whether I was going to stay with dark beer or move on to another left-handed giant, and then I realised that the guys at left-handed giant have made my decision for me and supplied me with a dark beer.
Oh, I was going to lift that, to be fair.
It's the best of both worlds.
What one's that?
Is it the porter?
Porter?
Collapsing Earth. India export porter.
Very apt. Collapsing Earth.
No five. That's the only. Well, apart from the double, apart from the dipper, that's the only one I've got. No, might be Hillary. Aye,
she's back.
She is back.
She's been fucking in a cryogenic chamber. It's exactly the same as when she fucking disappeared.
She's
unbelievable.
Zip.
Right,
sorry, all the Hillary Duff fans out there. Cheers.
Cheers to sitting in the pub. So, first question. I thought I would start nice and easy because I thought this is probably a topic that has been had in many pubs across the land. And as simple as, what is the greatest music genre?
Never had this conversation in a pub ever.
Oh, generally,
like, you know, the somebody goes
generally
up to
or in a pub setting.
No, just like in general, like because I'm not.
That's two different questions.
Aye,
because in general,
I meant this in general. I meant it in general and not just in a pub.
My answer for to be lambasted almost immediately, and then I'll shut up and let you continue talking about music. Is I would have said pop punk, but that's just me playing Blink-182, Fall Out Boy, etc. It's the one I listen to probably most readily.
I mean, it's all right.
It's not the great. I wouldn't say it was the greatest genre in the world ever, but it's.
No, well, if it's your favourite, then that's what it is. It's simple as that.
Aye, which is like, terrible, but it's probably sacrilege to anybody who knows what
they're saying. Pop rock.
No, punk.
What?
Punk rock.
Pop punk. Sorry, which is Blink-182, Fall Out Boy.
You know my thoughts on anything with a guitar, mate. Fuck. Like,
yeah.
I'm 100% just waiting on you. I was going round the table talking to people who listen to different kinds of music. You gone EDM.
Well, I'm not far off.
You're the boy. You're the boy at Spoon slapping the fucking bar stool. Getting big lips at 2:30 in the afternoon.
It was more the thought, I think, because it's one of the ones that you say when you're out, like it's.
100% incorporated that for that little 2 seconds.
It's really difficult to like when songs come on and whatever, and I just thought like it's an easy topic, but like you mentioned, everybody's grew up totally differently. So mine's like I would have like had a different answer maybe 6 months ago, but for me the best music genre is house music.
Oh, I didn't. That was not the answer I was expecting you to say.
No,
It
he's a big house guy.
It is for me. Like if you're talking about like the best, like it's something that you would put on at any point of the day, right? And like I wake up in the morning, and if I shout right now for Alexa to play music, and I bet,
No, that's no house.
no,
That's
No,
EDM.
that's not house.
nah, that's EDM
That's
exactly.
EDM.
No,
No, that's not even EDM. That's trance.
Man,
techno or something. I'm talking about just like there's chill house, there's like upbeat, there's like stuff. I mean, like it's just for me anyway. That like so if when I wrote the question down, I was like, so my initial one would have been like hip hop or something like that, and then I was like, I wouldn't listen to that first thing in the morning. Like, would I listen to it going out? Like, if I was going out like for a drink or anything like that, like maybe depending on like who I was with or whatever. And I was like most of the tunes like I would listen to, like for me just now is that kind of like house chill beat that can then get ramped up and whatever, and it can be mixed into anything. And for me, is the greatest genre of music should be something that you would quite happily listen to at 7 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning, depending on what time you were up.
I mean,
full
I
Cafe Mambo. It's full
Aye.
saxophone
Aye.
covers everywhere. I prefer the saxophone cover to the actual music.
but see, you like
I
with
would,
things
I would
like
honestly
that.
rather staple my testicles to the banister and jump down the stairs.
But with things
You've
like
listened
that,
to some Ibiza. You've listened to Ibiza Chill before, didn't you? With that,
No. I have, and it has its place. But the greatest musical genre ever. Fuck off.
The thing is, though, like
this is where he makes the big pitch for prog.
Prog?
No,
Oh no.
Old
but,
school. He'll
like,
be old school punk music.
no, but the thing is, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and everybody's this is like one of the great debates, I suppose. Like, everybody's opinion's different, like in terms of what you want to listen to. Whereas, like, I'm trying to think of like because there's a place for every genre, like every style of music, but I'm not going to listen to fucking bleed your eyes out, fucking generic, like whatever music.
I don't
Like,
think anybody's
at
going to
any
suggest
time,
thrash
like-
metal at any time.
no.
That's just, but that's the way I was thinking about it. Like if like there's a time and a place for every kind of style of music, and if you fancy listening, you're going to shout at your speaker to play whatever Bon Jovi or whatever pish. But like,
Where'd you pull that for?
Nobody wants that either. That's because that's Lind. That's his significant. His wife's significant other. His wife's favourite band, I would say, probably between that and Whitesnake.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think like what, like, but then like what my dad grew up listening to probably had an effect on what I listen to, because you hear it bleeding your ears when you're growing up and you think, I'm never going to listen to this stuff again. So it moves you in a specific direction.
Oh, see,
How do I get as far away from Springsteen as humanly possible? Is that your
I'm the
Springsteen and Thin Lizzy?
Thin Lizzy, Bruce Springsteen, and funnily enough, the only one that the only two I would get on board with that my dad grew up listening to was Bob Marley and Nina Simone.
They're good.
So, but anyway, like,
Nina Simone's an excellent pull.
I've threw my grenade in. So, Cal, tell us about the Stranglers.
Here we go. Tell us why it's punk.
The best music genre is punk, and and all its derivatives. So I'll say that you know that goes into the kind of stuff that you were mentioning, Scott.
Aye. Everything for the Ramones onwards along that kind of popular.
For the mid 70s, it was just about sticking it to the man, and not going with the establishment, and we're going to say what we want, we're going to sing about what we want to sing about, and fuck everybody else. And it was obviously what the world was crying out for, just like 15, 20 years earlier when the Beatles came along. Everything pre the Beatles and everything post the Beatles is because of the Beatles. It's just it changed music forever because there was the demand there for it, and punk's the same, but the just the style of music, particularly the early part, like you say, Scott, the Ramones, the Pistols, the Skids, the
Like,
the Buzzcocks.
I'm going to repeat the staple nutsack to a fucking barrister and jump in the stair.
But half of his is like, to that, most of them sound like road traffic accident updates to you. They're actual bands.
Aye. musicians playing instruments, playing them to a phenomenal standard, and going absolutely bananas for 2.5-3 minutes, but singing about stuff that folk didn't dare sing about before, and saying it, in a way that people didn't want to, put up with. And it's, but yeah, in my opinion, but is that the music that I would? Well, I used to frequently put on punk music in the quarry, but sitting in a bar setting with mates or whatever, it's probably not what I would put on to listen to.
I mean, like, I like I can happily listen to anything. Like, my first record was Pavarotti, Nessa Dorma. That was my first record. Italian 90, thank you very much. We 6-inch vinyl, bish bash bosh. But then fast forward, and it's like a bit of rock and stuff, and then in high school it's like, oh right, it's Eminem. It's, even though I hate Eminem, rap music and shit. And as I've got older, it's like I quite like a bit of dance music, except hurrah. But if you're asking what is the best one, is it, and it probably isn't the answer you're expecting, but it ties in with your answer, Scott, and your answer as well, Cal, is rock music, because it just, if you look at hip hop and you look at EDM and dance music, what samples do they use? They'll use rock music samples, whether it be the vocals, etc. And like, you can whack on a Led Zeppelin, whack on Queen, whack on Cream if you want.
Cream, man.
AC/DC. Like, how many times do you walk into a place and you hear Fleetwood Mac fucking go your own way, and there's the chain and shit?
It's timeless. But what I take exception to most, Mark, with the whole house thing, is the lyrics. There are none.
Depends what version of house though you're looking at. So...
but when there are lyrics, is it sampled from another song? Is it?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you know what I mean? I'm interested in what they're saying and why they're saying it. I like to listen to the like, and I had a thing like when I was growing up, and this is obviously before you were on Spotify and you could just press the button for it to show you the lyrics. So you would hear a song and you would think, oh fuck, I want to learn that, and then you read the lyrics and you think you're still like but it's like poetry, like we spent our fucking time at school learning about Wilfred Owen and fucking fiery holes in heaven and all this shit, right? But see if you were to look at songs by like Bob Dylan or the Beatles or and then later on some of the punk records, they're talking about real issues, and they're talking about they're singing about things that are important to them and doing it in a way that makes people want to keep listening. And that's what I like about music. I like I've over the last few weeks I've kind of got into country a wee bit.
I'm the same. I don't know why.
I was expecting a country shout today, but I was expecting Armour Road on the bottom there.
But either two are 100%.
Oh, what's his name?
And soul music.
Stephen Wilson.
All the time.
So,
did you not put your kitchen in for you? No.
Stephen Wilson. He's a new boy. I got put on the country wise. He's pretty.
What were you saying, Mark?
Didn't like movies.
No, like the point of me, I'm like I understand that, and I like to an extent, and I agree with you, but not with the style of music that you're talking about. Like if you're talking about lyrical stuff, I would more hit hip hop for my.
Oh, I totally.
But again, like I suppose they're two different things. But for me, and I knew as soon as I mentioned house, like this is an.
See, I don't think you mean house is the thing that I keep
No,
in my
I
head.
mean house, mate. I'm honestly like.
Are you talking Fred again house?
Oh,
Because Fred again is no house.
Fred again isn't the house. No,
Mm.
like he's more EDM and all the rest of it. Like
But I like hip hop, right? Don't get me wrong, and I think you'll agree that I've got a really eclectic taste in music, and there probably isn't much music that I'll not listen to.
Look at my back catalogue.
But the hip hop songs that I like have got musicality. So
Yeah.
have they sampled a song, or has it got a hook in it that's musical and grabs me that way? And that makes me want to listen to the song, and then I'll get involved with the lyrics. If it's just a drum and bass beat with some guy or girl rapping, I find it quite hard to. I find it hard
I think I'm
to.
that. It's really interesting you say that, because that's my point on the other side. Like, my favorite rappers are rappers that that can do the both of them and put that like Jay-Z or
Nas.
Lil Wayne or Nas or Common or somebody like that, right? Fair enough. But
What an actor.
It does it all.
Common.
Right.
But lyrically, Common is like top tier stuff. Like it's like on. But anyway, but the thing that I love about like when I'm talking like music and house and that for me is that the beat, the vibe, the feeling takes me away from the so, and that's what I love about it. It doesn't have to be the story as such, right? But it's the vibe and the feeling that like it takes you from where you are just now into wherever that song takes you.
Sorry, Carl. That's where like for me, one of my favorite is Jimi Hendrix. Like you put on any of that and it just fucking whoop, see you. You can just sit there, shut your eyes, and nope.
But that's because a lot of I think a lot of music is marks, I would say, a social butterfly. That sounds awful, but you know what I mean. Your music, you want to listen to music a lot of the time, even when you're on your own, you want to listen to music that thinks you want to be with people, right? Bingo. Whereas I would say that there's certain styles of music that I listen to for that. But if I'm on my Todd, then I'll put on the stuff like the kind of pop punky, kind of emo type stuff.
Born a soup.
Aye, stuff like that, where it just goes round and round, and it's only there for me, and I'm not really interested in anybody else there to listen to it. Aye, stuff like that, whether it be get you going or calm you down or send you somewhere else or whatever. But if I'm with somebody, it's either country music because you can play it in the background, you can play it with people will get certain licks, certain lyrics. It's still, I also like the whole 3 chords and the truth thing, but there isn't really much behind it. A lot of the songs are exactly the same, but some of the subject matter they sing about is a lot of the times funny.
No.
Some of the times it's
I love it.
Emotional,
I love it. I mean, I've been doing a proper Luke Combs deep dive the last week, and just listening to fucking everything, and the lyrics are just unbelievable. Like, you know, there's one song that I've got pretty much on repeat. It's called "Cold as You," and he's talking about a dive bar basically, and it's where you go if you've lost some when guys like me lose girls like you. That's where we run to. But it's lyrics like the what was it? The cinder block walls ain't never been clean, but still no as dirty as you done me. And it's just fucking it's so good. It's so good.
It's stuff like that, and then soul music and kind of northern soul music, kind of disco stuff like that is probably my version of kind of house. Like I would just listen to that. I would put that one in the background and just have it on all night. Flipping vinyl.
My old man went daft in Northern Soul in the last year. He's to the point where he went to Blackpool for the Northern Soul like dance competition.
Oh, nice. One genre that I really struggle to get involved in is ska and reggae.
No, I can do ska. I can do UB40 and things like that.
Bob Martin.
Oh, UB40, the specials.
Nah, I can't get on board with that.
This Ghost Town and all that kind of stuff.
Ghost Town's all right. Ghost Town's okay. And this town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Message to you,
Ding, ding,
Rudy,
ding, ding.
and stuff like that. I quite like that.
Nah, I do like that song. And UB40 are absolutely dire.
UB40 are good. Ali Campbell and UB40.
But I knew
Like Battle Band
I thought it would start easy, but I knew this one would cause a bit of
controversy.
You've got like
no, because but the best thing about it is everybody's is going to be different, and being able to stick up and like everybody appreciates all different kinds of music genres and all the rest of it, artists and songs and all that kind of stuff. And I suppose it might change. You know, if I asked us this question like 15 years ago, sitting in the quarry, the answers would probably be different. Maybe Cal's would be the same, but but I know mine would be different, like for sure. But
I'd probably have maybe a tacit acceptance as opposed to a vehement dislike, which it would have been previously. I would probably accept and go, right, okay, Oasis have got a couple of good songs, probably, but Christ. Whereas, but if you'd asked me when we were sitting in the pub and somebody would put on fucking another song for Definitely Maybe or whatever, I'd have been like, holy fuck, my ears are running down the side of my head.
Well, that's kind of but I think it's quite a good one, and it's one of these ones that you could come back to. And if you're listening this far, like I think if you're sitting with your mates, you're either going to have like if we were all sitting in the pub or we were all sitting in somebody's house, like you're having a blether and all the rest of it. The music isn't that as big of a deal, I suppose. However, like if it's in the background, like when we were in the garage at Gav's, like we had tunes playing all night. Do you know what I mean? And it was like
it's not just that. It's not like if you go back to when we were 18, 19 and you're sitting in whoever's motor, it's whoever's got the aux cable.
What's it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
Funnily enough, it was never me that was allowed the aux cable.
No, Calm always got put in the boot to make sure.
Because you'd have been home by the time you had been through the first 3 bits of your fucking iPod.
But and I just
in the noon, I'll just pull out the full library of music ever.
No, it was when Gav started DJing and they had the wee app on his phone and was like fucking
master's done. His master's voice is fucking nipped on his box cable here when we got a song by the time or him in the morning.
Funnily enough, I downloaded the app again on my phone the other day.
I'm surprised that you like.
I can't wait to see a video of you on TikTok sat on your phone like that.
Fred again and Alvin Harris. Anyway,
Fred again. You had 4 questions lined up. We've spent 20 minutes.
You've asked one. You got a beer related question for your next one?
I do. So this one might be a bit quicker round. So what international brewery would you make your local tap room if you could? So if you could just lift a brewery's either brewery/tap room or space from anywhere outside the UK and pop it straight next door, who would it be?
Garage.
Ooh, I like it.
Barcelona's finest.
Now that you've said that, mine's is a caveat that I didn't want to lift mine, like because I was going to say garage as well.
Oh, so you're moving you?
I would like a door a la fucking Narnia, where I could open the door and walk into walk into Barcelona and guaranteed relatively good weather, sit outside with a nice cerveza, and that's what I would do.
I think with garage you get the best of all worlds, and all the day around the world. I think you get the American bits and then the UK bits as well.
I thought we seen one of the American breweries, but the weather's shite, so
it's fucking.
And you don't know what fucking
depends what part of America.
Fucking immigration agent you're going to get back with.
Well, that as well.
Are you going to get ice in your drink or ice at your door? You never know.
Fucking thank God we're 55 minutes in. Anyway,
we've got to put
I'm going to tag this.
You have to go about with fucking your passport sellotape to your forehead.
No, fucking so you joke about that. You see, like you.
I've seen the video.
Have you seen it? There's a guy, right, and he's literally got it sellotape to his head, and he's like, "This is what I need to do." and so he's a colour
This
guy.
is
And he's
me.
like, "This is me," and it's a parody joke, but at the same time, you're like,
How far is that
anyway,
away from what's actually happening? Anyway,
exactly.
my
Oh.
sorry, my go-to would be I need
What
a
have
time
you-
machine. I need a time machine and an Narnia door. It would be
Okay.
Anchor.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, hello.
I would bring Anchor back in their heyday, and I would have them as a tap room. I think they had to be able to drink steam beer and where it's made at the finest possible point, plus all the other stuff that they had back in the day. Get the Christmas ale, first dibs on the Christmas ale. Would that be your tap room on tap
That's not bad.
Right.
every year as well? So I would have them brought back for the brink.
That would be good.
That's a fair shout.
That's a very
For
good
sure.
shout.
My pick was Delirium. I thought it's an easy no-brainer.
Cremens.
Mm,
March desperate to ride to get full elephant.
I'm full piggybacking on the Pink Elephant for sure. But
Does the Pink Elephant have an actual tap room in
Brussels,
Belgium?
Brussels.
Brussels.
we were there.
Does it?
no. It's like something like
you were there before you knew what it was.
Oh,
Oh.
aye, because that
At
was
least-
like,
You might have had an
Can I just-
inkling, but you
can I
never
just
pitched up
explain?
instead the whole way.
at
Aye.
least Gav and I had beer in the Delirium bar
Oh,
Aye, we did.
because Weeboz.
Oh.
By that point, Weeboz
Right.
decided he was going to have a white wine when we're in there. Which-
You're having an absolute giraffe.
no,
not-
he did.
I've got a picture there.
Bicycle
Gav's-
never had a white wine.
I think Gav too. I think he had.
Mine was a
something
weird
similar.
colour.
Yours was either the red number, which it was either Delirium red, and I think I had because it was in a big Hogue Garden style glass, so it was like a big wheated number. And I've got a picture of the two beers and wax white wine sitting in the middle of it. So
Unreal, man.
The dangerous
okay.
thing about where that bar is situated is right across the alley is
Absinthe.
Absinthe bar. Oh no.
That was a dangerous
But the absinthe bar, did you do the absinthe properly right off the sugar cube and all that?
on the sugar
Yeah.
coupon.
Right.
Right, that's good.
We went in there first before we went into the Delirium place. That's badass.
There, I would like to go. I would like to go to a proper absinthe place, and I would also like to. And then you didn't get them anymore, obviously, because they ruined an entire society. I would like to go to a Victorian style gin palace.
Ooh.
I would have liked to have went to a gin palace. It just seems like absolutely off the wall, mental, like free tonic water, just not necking like tumblers and pint tumblers full of gin.
full of like bathtub.
Aye, bathtub,
inspired.
full, aye, made wherever. Do not ask.
Okay.
Just
Well,
next.
I've had two more questions, but I might miss one, so we can keep it in a bit. So it's up to you if you want to answer. My third question was: take two sports out of the Olympics and add two.
Golf
I've got an
can
answer
fuck
for that.
off.
What was that?
Golf can fuck off.
Okay.
Pointless.
BMX can get to fuck.
BMX is that
Aye.
actually in the Olympics?
Aye, you can go back to the
Break
my-
dancing as
the
well
move
can
would
fuck
be
off.
fucking. It'd be close between BMX, breakdancing, and skateboarding. That's what the skateboarding and BMX is what the X Games exist for. Get
Exactly.
Tony Hawk back and fucking have the X Games be something properly again. We don't need
Right.
them in the Olympics. We need them in the X Games, and we need thrash music alongside it. We don't need them in the fucking Olympics.
We have the house music world championships at the Olympics. Aye.
Mm,
Out of the
aye.
things I wouldn't be adding, it wouldn't be fucking squash because squash died however long ago. Also,
that's
we
not a
don't need
sport.
paddle. We
Squash
don't
is
need
good.
paddle. Squash is good, but it's not. I didn't want it in the Olympics. Although
No,
it is
you know what?
probably one of these shitty Olympic sports that would
No, I don't want to watch
like.
that shit.
It's one of the It's one of these sports that lives and dies by the Olympics. Like, what is taekwondo for?
Mm.
Like
The thing
I mean,
about I can
there's
get on board with taekwondo is
fucking
that
Paddy Pimblett's no fucking practicing these patterns before he nicks into the ring, is he?
Mix. I think it's
That's me no asking to get thumped by somebody who does taekwondo, because having dabbled very briefly, not even briefly enough to even mention that, it's I know they're hard men, but
Is it just me
and
or
women, but no me.
is it just me, or has anybody else got the meme of Joey Diaz in the fucking taekwondo suit when Miguel's talking about
100%. That's me. Aye.
Right, Gav.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Right, Gav. 2 in and 2 out. What's your picks?
golf can fuck off. Apparently, as well, because golf's already got the Masters, and unless they make golf at the Olympics like the Ryder Cup, it's pointless. Like fucking.
Is this his pick
I agree.
for
I
Frisbee
agree
golf?
with that. Aye.
Golf.
Like it needs to be that kind of way instead of this 1v1 nonsense. It's just shit, because you've got the Masters, you've got the Open, Ryder Cup.
It's going to be a team event.
Nobody cares.
Tennis is similar as well. Like I think. Aye.
Agree.
Was that no? Is tennis?
Mine was-
tennis is, not, is the
mine was
pinnacle of
football for the
international
exact same
tennis?
reason.
Aye,
I
the
don't-
pinnacle
I
of
don't think there
international
should be
tennis
football
is the
at the
Davis
Olympics.
Cup, is it not? The pinnacle
Aye.
of football is the World Cup.
World
Pinnacle
Cup,
of golf is the Ryder Cup. PG. Then you've got obviously your majors or whatever. That's the pinnacle of that sport.
Aye,
There's
exactly.
sports that are in the Olympics and sports that have probably been let go for the Olympics, where the Olympics were the pinnacle of said sport.
Yeah.
It's the same with boxing. You could maybe, and I don't know if amateur boxing still has a place. Probably still
No,
quite like
I
it.
think it does.
There's certain nations
think
that
it
have
does.
it, like I think live and die by international boxing, like Cuba,
Aye,
for
like
example.
Cuba and some of the African nations as well, Ghana and
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
places like that are quite big on their amateur boxing.
I think it's so is Great Britain though. Like
Oh, I totally.
Anthony
But
Joshua and
the-
that. They were
But there's a
medalists.
clear path. There's a clear path for British boxers to go from the amateur ranks to the professional ranks. Same with American and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But there's lots of world class Olympic boxers that have never went professional because it's an amateur
true.
sport for them.
True.
As I say,
Or your,
some of the
country's
guys.
ideology didn't allow you to, like Cuba.
Yeah.
Aye,
Not allowed.
aye. No.
No.
Ken what you're doing? Know that.
So, all right, we've named quite a few that are getting binned.
To get
What
rid
they
of
are-
it. Who you-
Just-
what you
can I
add?
add another one that I didn't realise was an Olympic sport until I looked at it? Beach handball. That can fuck off.
Well, can I?
But
there's a
I
caveat
yeah,
there based
so
in
yes, there is a
Thailand, Austin.
caveat, and the caveat of that is exactly what you said. So I googled it and looked at it. So if you like it for the aesthetics and the
they're all wearing burqas, so we're fucked.
Exactly. So like it's good to
No,
watch.
it's wear your pajamas to handball day.
Aye.
Aye. In that respect, it's a good watch, but in terms of actual sport, they
It's the
do
same
these
way-
mad spins for no reason. watch it.
Aye.
When they get to they'll jump up. It's like a 2-year-old doing a wee, no, maybe not 2-year-old, 8-year-old doing a wee 360 and then try to throw the ball. Is what they do. It's mental. But
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
happy
I'm
to
looking
petition
forward
that.
to it. One that has been actually added that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I think it's added anyway for the US is lacrosse.
Oh,
And
funny
I'm
that a
interested to see
fucking
that in the
sport.
Olympics.
Funny that a sport that's played almost exclusively in America is added
In
to
North
the
America,
fucking
yeah.
is
But-
added to the Olympics for an Olympics in America.
Truth.
It'd be
But I
like,
love
it'd be
to-
like
I can't
adding
wait to see
kebab
it, like, at
eating to
least
the London
lacrosse is worth-
2012 Olympics.
It's fair, like so. Look,
Cask
drinking
pint
last
downing.
the question that was coming from Mark obviously wants to add that, like I like the idea of lacrosse because I've watched it a few times. It's kind of a I obviously like ice hockey, and it's kind of a field-based version of ice hockey to some degree. You'll see a lot of guys who play American football and who are playing basketball in the NBA and stuff. They've had a lacrosse background. It's proper solid, man. Like it's a good. It is ice. It's field ice hockey essentially because they fucking knock shit at each other. They throw a ball a million miles an hour and they have fights.
Didn't give me field. The annoying thing is that the field version of hockey,
It's
probably
field
the
hockey,
Olympics, is its pinnacle.
aye. Aye, true.
But I don't have a problem of a host nation adding something that is relevant to the host nation, like so lacrosse and all the rest of it.
No, but it's America. They fucking win everything anyway.
Yeah,
Nah.
true.
But I'm talking about like in general, like what we adding. Like, is there anything else that like
Backwards
I've not
running.
spoken yet,
Cal?
really. So I was kind of on board with you, Mark, when you said football. I think football at the Olympics is pointless.
Pointless.
Fucking
Agree.
watching under 19s and then suddenly Messi's on the pitch. It's like, nah, fuck off. If you're going to have football, just have FIFA. Like, just have we guys playing FIFA. That would be more exciting than watching the football.
Esports for the Olympics.
Surprised that didn't
No.
get
I would-
stated.
I would have darts at the
Oh,
Olympics.
my god!
That's what I was going to say. I was literally
I
going
would
to say
have darts
that.
at the Olympics, but I would make them throw javelins.
But a target that's like 50 years
Aye.
away or something.
Like big darts.
Aye,
Giant
like lawn darts. Aye.
Can you imagine in the pinnacle of the athletics, night time or whatever it is, the 100 meters is just finished and the stadium's absolutely rocking, and next thing fucking Bob the Builder walks out with his javelin ready to throw it at a dartboard. They've just wheeled this thing out into the javelin thing, and now we've got like
Mr. Dance Music, you get Michael
Bruce
Van
Buffer's
Gerwen
out there
he's
introducing them
ready
with-
to go.
I think certainly the list of sports that I would chuck out is far longer than the list of sports that I would, because I totally agree with Scott. Like, see all these fucking rollerblading and fucking BMX biking and all that shit. Like, no.
It's not even
If
the
you
good
date
BMX
if you
biking.
date in a skate park, fuck off.
So
Well, but there's a games
Get
for
to
you,
fuck.
and it's
It is a
like I
game.
said, it's the X Games. That's what it exists in.
so
Aye, just fuck
I
off.
totally agree on that. Like, and for me, like the Olympics should be around. There's like the major events and all the rest of it, right? But the other sports on the kind of periphery that you never see, like, and it's nice to get like a bit of a showcase. I remember sitting.
Yeah, like table tennis at the Olympics is awesome.
Oh,
what was
aye.
that?
Table tennis.
Table tennis.
Table
Love
tennis.
table tennis at the Olympics.
I was watching
See
the
these sports-
weightlifting. I was watching. I must have spent hours watching surfing at the Olympics.
No, fuck
Hey.
off. Suffer can go to get
No,
itself up.
mate. I was 2 feet in. Like
Surfing?
No, because
Aye,
it came on at
but-
night. It was like the
Aye,
perfect.
Aye, that's because when you're sat
The
watching
Olympics is in Paris. We're going to have the surfing in fucking Tahiti.
Aye, exactly.
No, it's
The
a French
opposites. No,
colony.
fuck
Makes
off.
sense.
Fuck
Perfect.
off.
No,
So
it's still France, technically.
Oh really? Yes, oh really.
Like,
Have we got any other ads?
What's
I'll add
Tiddlywinks?
backwards running.
but no, you say that though. It's stupid though. The Olympics. Let's be honest. If you go back to when it was started, it was meant to be like track and field and all that kind of stuff. So they've added shit for the sake of adding shit to make more money. Like fucking
Fencing. Get rid of that and all. What the fuck's that all about?
Oh, like
No, I like
Wonder-
fencing. Fencing's good at the Olympics. I like
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Greco-Roman wrestling, I could do with it.
You tell me the
CVC.
WWF isn't going to make an appearance like John
Aye,
Cena
well,
shows up.
well, can you imagine Big Vince just next in?
Right. I think we've
All
milked
of a
this.
sudden, it's money in the bank. I would
Right,
like. Can we add
right.
in?
hold on.
I would like 3v3 basketball, but done by players
Sorry,
for
yeah.
the 3 players for the actual teams. I didn't want specific 3v3 players. I want 3v3
Have you
with
ever
fucking
played?
Luca and his 2
3v3?
best mates.
I'm sorry, Gil, but
No.
I'm going to say what
If you've
Mark started saying. See, even playing 3v3,
like FIBA
It is-
3v3 rules.
it is the hardest thing on earth. It's the hardest version of basketball I've ever played in my
Well, that's
life.
where you've got folk that are doing fucking bounce basket or whatever it was. Remember, slam ball. They just look like slam ball guys that are doing it. I want actual.
Mate, I did 2 sessions of 3v3 and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that ever again because I'm like we played basketball, us 3, in fact, all of us, and we like defense was where you got your rest sometimes, and you just can't get any rest. It's constant,
It's mental.
especially at our
Honestly,
age.
it
It's
is
fucking.
I've got a real
bad,
issue. I've got a real issue with professional sportsmen and women, sports people, sports humans, being involved in the Olympics. Right?
Yeah,
Because if you look back at the greatest Olympians in track and field and things like that, they are amateur. Yes, they're funded by their own Olympic programs in their whatever country, So like say your Steve Redgraves or whatever, they're funded by the Olympics, the British Olympics, in order to train and things like that, so that they don't have to have a job. But they're not paid. They're not paid for their sport. It's amateur, and this would even go into things like cycling, because these guys, particularly the road cycling, these guys are professional cyclists. They do it for a living, and they're the best cyclists in the world. And then they come to the Olympics and win all the medals. And you look at football. That's why they introduced the under 20s or the under 21s. It was to limit the amount of essentially just the national team. So Brazil would just bring their national team, or Argentina or Portugal or Spain or whatever would just bring their national team. No, we want to try and make it about the football rather than the footballers. And when you start looking at sports like golf and tennis and basketball and things like that, where it's just right, we're going to have the best professionals in the sport come and win, and all it just makes for me, the idea of professional sports people coming and winning an Olympic medal, and I'm including people like Andy Murray, Justin Rose, who have all won gold medals for Britain in their respective sports. But filling a team of basketball players from the NBA, few Americans that come and fucking
but you say
destroy everybody.
But I agree to an extent, right? Because
makes a mockery of the Olympics for me.
Individual sports, I think, is different. And no, because I'm a basketball, like the last Olympic basketball was probably some of the best basketball ever televised and ever played, right? And there was a multitude of reasons for that. But like, I think the individual sport that you're talking about, like basically like the golfers show up and it's the same, like Gav mentioned, it's another Masters, it's another whatever.
Tennis is the same.
Whereas
cycling's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when you're putting teams together, that people that have never played before, there is dynamics to that. And you've seen, like you mentioned the Americans, and they've got the documentary that's on Netflix is really cool for showing it, right? So like the French, the Spanish, the Greeks, they're training for the Olympics for 4 years. They're training for 4 years, right? And the Americans show up 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Right. And it's how we build how the Americans put this team together, full of people that are making way too much money to be at the Olympics. But at the same time, they're throwing this team together full of like some of the great players in the world.
Multi-billionaires. Right.
But how many, like, you guys will know this better than me, obviously, but the percentage of NBA players from overseas now is pretty high.
That's why to Mark's point, that's why the last Olympics was so competitive.
Whereas if you go back 20 years,
well, you go in 92, the Dream Team showed up at the Olympics with Jordan, Bird, Barkley, Ewing, like name it. It was the 11 best players
before
in the
that,
NBA.
it was all NCAA guys, wasn't it? It was all just amateurs.
And
before the 92 team showed up, it was NCAA players, right?
To Carl's point, athletes. That's to your point, Cal. I think that's what sparked like professional, like sportsmen coming to the Olympics was the Dream Team. But there was like Slovakia and stuff in the USSR. They were like massive players, and yep. And the basketball scene, and then like you said, Cal, all the pros came in, and it just kind of that's where you get the Dream Team. In fairness,
for me, it makes a mockery of people. I mean, these guys undoubtedly are phenomenally fit, phenomenally good at what they do. Right, they are the best in the world for that reason. and they're paid, albeit ridiculous sums. But any professional sport is the same. They're paid ridiculous sums for what they do because they're the best in the world at it.
Yeah.
But for me, that's not what the Olympics is about.
I don't disagree with you at all, mate, to be honest. Because, well, you get, like all the other sports didn't get the athletes and other sports don't get paid the same amount as, I know it's all commercialized and stuff, but then don't get multi-million pound contracts and shit for fucking throwing darts or whatever else it is. So I don't disagree with you, to be honest. The Olympics was made to be an amateur tournament, and it should still be, in fairness. But aye.
Mark's
He's-
fucked off.
He's
That
fucked
was the
off,
last
and
question.
he's aye.
Because we said basketball was bad. What was his next? Do you know what his next cue is?
I do actually.
Well, we'll move on instead.
His next question was build your perfect bar. Three beers, bar snacks, sports ? Is a case of building your perfect bar, which we've done before in the podcast. So I think that was a reach in terms of questions.
One
Is it-
German lager.
Yeah.
One Schneider Weiss wheat beer.
Nice.
One dirty double IPA. And
How dirty does it
No.
need to be though?
like I'm talking 8.5,
Are we talking?
9. That's the one rotating tap. One's Tegan C Hells Schneider Weiss 8% double IPA.
God, mate, it's
Every night's a
getting
look
back
in.
school in your house.
Name music and the
No,
name
music.
music, fuck that. And the
Not even
teleclicker
background
No.
music, no.
No, and the teleclicker rotates round about people to put on whatever they fancy. And if that involves music, fair enough, but it's not on by default. Also, never the twain shall mix. If you've got music on, there's no fucking telly on. And if there's telly on, there's no music.
Yeah, agree.
And during the day, we will play reruns of Only Fools and Horses.
Fair play.
And still game when we fancy it.
Aye, still the game needs to be on.
Like, I've-
I think you go. Budvar's not a bad shout. Tanked, obviously. You can put on a generic stout. You could probably go. What?
And I say, gee,
No. I wasn't. I was thinking. I was trying to
Colonel's
remember.
Export India Porter.
No.
Or that, by the way,
I was-
you'll that'll be right up your street. The old left-handed giant number.
Oh, will it? All right, that's the last
Hobbs,
one I've got.
Export India Porter.
Dude,
Last one I've got. What's the Camperman one called again?
extra black.
Extra black.
Extra
So I'm
black.
thinking, are we that Budvar extra black, and then I don't disagree with you, Gilroy. Are we double? It's not a bad idea. Snake bite. Snake bite. I think a double's a good goer. Nah, aye. Well, the thing is, you could go generic and go a hazy pale. But I don't
Thing is,
think
you want to sell beer though, like, and that's the thing. Like, so you want something that's going to flee.
We're not worrying about business in this bar, mate.
Aye.
That's
All right,
Exactly.
Fuck
a
rates.
double. It's a double.
No rates.
It's in
No
fact, it
income
could be
tax.
this
No
double.
VAT.
We can start with this double left-handed giant high hills, hazy double IPA, 8 percentage points, full of Nelson Sauvin and Nectaron. Fucking strawberry, pressed grape, and passion fruit. Thank you very
That'll
much.
do it. That's the rotation.
I want to get putty next. To well,
Carl, what are you
Well,
doing as your three?
in
I'll
my
have a
perfect
60,
bar.
a 70 and an 80 shilling on.
Okay. In my perfect bar world, you're not allowed to source beer from outside a 30-mile radius of your bar. So,
man of the people.
and the
So where's your bar
Constant
situated?
constant lower
Barcelona.
Manhattan. So if my bar was here in Armadale, it would have a heavy, it would have a lager, and it would have an IPA. rotating weekly across various different breweries.
Heavily.
There would be more crisps than a horsecoon shite. And
I was going to
there
say
would
the
be
crisp game would need to be strong.
Bacon fries,
jukebox.
maybe.
Aye, jukebox with all the tunes ever, and pool table, dartboard, cornhole, whatever it's called,
Oh,
Fuck cornhole.
cornhole.
No, fuck cornhole.
Cornhole's good. Cornhole's good.
and multiple screens for sports, but at the total discretion of me, and also the reserve the right to refuse service to anybody with no reason required.
Nah.
No, you seen the wee no. I would like a wee like ultimate frisbee course in the back.
How big's your bar, mate?
I'm only playing 3 holes.
Can I just? I'm going to take a massive segue here, right? I went to a place on Saturday, and I don't think I've been anywhere quite as sad as this for a long time. Can you think where I went on Saturday, Mark? Oh, we'll get him to guess last because he'll probably get it. Where do you think I went on Saturday?
A bowling club.
So think back to the messages I might have sent on Saturday to give you a clue where I was.
Right, I know where you were.
Wait a minute. You were at
Right.
you were at a club
So
championships thing. Right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that, although the drink there was horrendous, but that wasn't that.
I don't even think.
You got a wee gentleman's club social.
I'll give you a clue, right? The
Was it a
club
minors?
championships. No, the club championships presentation was at the Regal Theatre in Bathgate.
All right, okay.
All right.
So we managed to send the kids off with one of their older cousins for babysitting duties, and me and Kirsty and Stephen and Adele went out for drinks. Where did we go?
You didn't go to Legion, did you?
Nope.
I think it was across the road for the fucking Regal, the
You didn't go
tavern.
to, you didn't go to 1912 or the
No,
Real
I didn't.
Tavern.
Was it?
You
what's
never
up the
went to
road?
Doctors either. Did you go to the Ballincree Heath?
And the
We went to
dogs.
the doctors.
Was it sad?
Heineken,
It was
baby.
It was the saddest pub I've been in for a long time. Just
Apparently it's
no atmosphere.
heavy young team.
Aye, it was few young folk because it's the cheapest pint in Bathgate.
I was going
And
to say 350 or something.
It was so depressing. Like a huge bar, really well laid out, like loads of tap space, loads of seating space, screens up, and all the rest of it. And it was fucking empty. And it was the same 4 fonts that were on every 6
8
feet in the
times.
bar.
Mhm.
And it was just the worst, the absolute worst.
Here's a caveat question to that, and we're going tangent. When we're mentioning whatever it may be, and you walk into a bar and you see that the price of a pint is so cheap, before you if there's an A board outside or whatever, like, oh, come in, pints are £2, blah blah blah, or whatever. Does that make you go in, or you go first of all you go, oh,
No.
fuck, I'm avoiding that.
Because I'm sensible enough to know what I'm getting for my fucking £3.
Aye, it's because they inevitably, when they tell you how much it is, they hide what it is. Be different if they and you get it. Obviously, there's places in Spain and things like that, like Lanzarote and the rest of it, where it's like San Miguel for €2 or whatever, and you're like, yeah, fair enough. Go in and have a pint of that, one of my however many I'm having that day. But especially like in the UK, like, aye, somebody's offering me a pint for less than.
But it's just the
Unless
thing
it's
that made me
the 3
so
pints for
sad.
Ginger's thing, and I've got my wig on. Then
Aye. The thing that made me so sad was that it's we
it's
heard
new.
we heard, oh yes, we're opening a new pub in Bathgate. It's the Doctors for James Young Simpson, and it's going to be a free house. And I'm thinking to myself, right, here's a chance for some fucking independent breweries to get in the door and all the rest of it. But then no, whoever's bought it or is renting or leasing the space has obviously been approached by whoever,
Heineken.
Well, I know it's Heineken now, but you know they've been approached. I bet your bottom dollar they've been approached by everybody, and Heineken have said, "Oh, we'll put your cellar in. Oh, we'll put your pipes in. Oh, we'll fill your bar out with all these different taps and things like that. And you can choose. You can choose your beers. You can choose what beers you come in. And no, it's fucking fucking Moretti and Cruz Campo and Tennant's and Guinness and Heineken, and you're like that. Go and jump off a cliff. Fuck off. And it's just so sad, you know. I would love to, and that it's what makes me so sad for Andre doing it in Falkirk, is that but it's an idea, Gav. It was an idea that was brilliant. It was an idea of, I'm going to take this place that's not a pub, so it's no under any kind of tie, it's no under any kind of ownership for a brewery or anything like that. I'm going to take it, I'm going to turn it into a bar, I'm going to pour what I want to pour. But there was so much red tape, so much fucking hoops to jump through, and so hard to get a foothold and get himself into the game that suddenly he's buying beer for tenants, and then suddenly it's fucking just another pub. And it's so sad. It's so sad.
Aye, and he's doing that simply get footfall.
He's doing that for tick.
That is what.
Aye,
Right, it's clever.
100%, mate.
Buying beer is really expensive because you've got to buy it up front and then you've got to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you buy it,
somebody that makes and sells tons of it isn't that fussed about, I'll get you in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. But it is a shame. Like I'm not touching.
I kind of went a bit depressing. Sorry.
Oh no, you've seen it right back down to the doldrums.
I've got a funny thing. See how we were talking about ice earlier on, Gil?
Oh.
Have you seen the guy? See the guy that's leading the ice in Minneapolis?
Oh God,
Greg Bovino, his name is, right? And he's 4'11". So they're calling him. They're calling him. What is it? They're calling him. Let me see. Hang on now. They're calling him Little Napoleon.
It looks like the boy for like Street Fighter or something.
Aye. They're calling him Obergruppenführer Bovino. Gestapo Greg, and they're saying it. They're saying it's the Third Reich, but instead of it being, it's 1/3, like the third, because he's tiny. And it's hilarious. This guy's 4'11", and he's honestly so funny.
The scary thing is, it's funny, but it's really no.
Oh, I know, mate. I know.
It's really no funny.
It's horrendous.
If you didn't laugh, you would greet everybody.
Let's no deep dive into that, shall we?
No.
Before we go,
That's a bag of nails.
We've got a Dunkel, Gav. He's a Dunkel.
I sadly don't. I can give you a classic.
Dunkel. He's a classic Dunkel.
I don't have a fresh Dunkel, but I could.
Get us the boy that likes the Space Raiders.
The Monster Munch.
What the Dunkel?
Potentially the best Dunkel of all time, and it's really fucking hard to beat.
The best Dunkel so
Right. You wouldn't believe, I've just had a man at my door. Who is he? He must be, he's offering people, right, bags of Monster Munch and tins of Iron Brew if you fucking toss him off. Alright? Now, he's just walked down there. Right? So, just watch what he's doing like. Fucking maniacs.
It's just no ever funny. It's never no funny. Never no funny.
Class.
It's like I like the Teletubby one. I did that, but anyway. As always, if you listen and watch, make sure you subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling-a-ling to be notified of every single episode. It helps if you look at the old man down there below me, his name, the algorithm. Give us a 5-star rating as always. Show your official support as well by going to patreon.com/beer fridge podcast. For myself and the boys. Till next time. Ta-da!